Okay, so Snooki from Jersey Shore, yes, that Snooki, is suddenly giving us raw, emotional hospital TikToks about having a hysterectomy. Wait, what? This is the same woman who once threw a tanning bottle at a camera crew, right? But here she is, crying on a surgical table, sharing her fears about cervical cancer, and millions of people are hitting the heart button. What the hell is going on here? Let me unpack this, because it's way more fascinating than anyone expected. First off, let's address the obvious. Snooki's entire public persona for the last 15 years has been built on chaotic energy, questionable fashion choices, and that iconic Guido stereotype. But now she's posting an 8-minute unedited video of herself getting wheeled into surgery, trembling, crying, and counting down from 10 while nurses hold her hand. Why does this feel like a cultural pivot point? Because it is. This isn't just about her health, it's about how we consume vulnerability from celebrities we've spent years mocking. So the facts. She had a hysterectomy after a stage 1 cervical cancer diagnosis. Doctors removed her uterus, cervix, tubes, kept the ovaries to avoid early menopause. Sounds clinical, right? But here's the twist. She chose to share the entire process. From the pre-op jitters to the post-op catheter jokes. And people are eating it up. Why? Because we've been trained to expect authenticity from influencers, yet we still judge reality stars by their lowest moments. Snooki's video isn't just medical, it's a masterclass in reclaiming narrative. Let's talk about fear. She says, "I'm so scared," and that line went viral. But what does that say about how we perceive female fear in public spaces? If this woman, a walking meme for a decade, can terrify us with her humanity, maybe we've underestimated the women we've reduced to punchlines. And the comments. Her ex-co-star calls her the strongest bitch, which, yes, is amazing, but also, a fan says they finally went to the OBGYN after 10 years because of Snooki. That's surreal. This is the first time a guidette has saved lives with her drama. Now, the broader angle, hysterectomies. 500,000 US procedures yearly. Kris Jenner had one. Olivia Munn. Kathy Griffin. But Snooki's generation. They're Gen X or millennial cusp, the ones who grew up in a pre-Gardasil world where cervical cancer was whispered about, not discussed on TikTok. By going viral, she's forcing a conversation about preventative care, HPV screenings, and the fact that 13,000 women still get cervical cancer annually in the US alone. This isn't just her story, it's a public service wrapped in a leopard print honesty. What's the deeper issue here? We love watching celebrities fall, but get weirdly uncomfortable when they rise again. Snooki's surgery video isn't ratings bait. It's a middle finger to anyone who thought she was just a caricature. She's saying, look, I'm allowed to be scared, flawed, and still worthy of empathy. And maybe that's why the comments are full of gratitude. She's not selling fitness tea or self-help books. She's just being terrifyingly human. Final thought. When a woman who once epitomized trainwreck becomes your health inspiration, it forces a reckoning. How many of us dismissed her struggles for years, only to now realize we were looking at strength the whole time? Next time you see a hysterectomy headline, remember this: Snooki didn't just remove an organ. She removed the mask we forced her to wear. What does that say about the stories we choose to believe? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video if you're still shook that the situation and Snooki are now life coaches in surgical gowns.